Here is the honest version of something a lot of people never get told clearly. If you have money sitting in a cash ISA or a savings account and you're not investing it, you're making a choice. You may not feel like you're making a choice, but you are. You're choosing to leave your money in a place where the government can tax the interest, inflation quietly erodes its value, and compounding has very little room to work. So today, let's fix that. Step by step. First, understand the wrapper. A stocks and shares ISA is not an investment itself. It's a tax-protected account that holds your investments. Inside it, you pay no capital gains tax when you sell at a profit, no dividend tax on income from shares, and no income tax on interest. The allowance is $20,000 per tax year, and if you don't use it, it's gone. You cannot carry it forward. Now here's why this matters more than it used to. In 2022, you could make a $12,300 profit outside an ISA before owing any tax. That allowance has been cut to just $3,000 today. So if your investments grow outside an ISA, you hit a tax bill much sooner. The ISA wrapper has quietly become more valuable, not less. Second, understand why index funds belong inside it. There is a piece of research called the SPIVA scorecard. It tracks whether professional fund managers beat the market. The 2024 edition looked at a 20-year window. The result? Over 94% of actively managed funds underperformed a simple index over that period. Not most, 94%. And the ones that did outperform in one decade rarely repeated it in the next. This is why index funds exist. They don't try to beat the market. They simply own the market. Thousands of companies in one fund at a fraction of the cost. The average active fund charges around 1% per year. A typical S&P 500 index fund charges 0.03%. That difference sounds small, but on $10,000 growing at 7% over 30 years, the high-fee version leaves you with roughly $18,000 less. That money goes to the fund manager, not you. Third, keep the portfolio simple. You do not need 10 funds. For most beginners, 1 or 2 is enough. UK investors inside an ISA cannot buy US-listed ETFs directly due to regulations, but there are UK and Irish domiciled versions of the same funds, tracking the S&P 500 or global markets, available through every major UK investment platform. Pick a platform, open a stocks and shares ISA, fund it, and choose a globally diversified index fund with a low ongoing charge. That's genuinely it for the first version of your portfolio. You can review it once a year. You can add to it monthly if you prefer. You don't need to watch the market daily. That usually makes things worse, not better. The goal here isn't excitement. It's building a system that works quietly in the background, year after year, without costing you a fortune in fees or tax along the way. None of this is personalized advice. Your own situation will always affect what's right for you. But the mechanics? Those you can understand today.